Yo, what's going on, guys? My name is Cryptoline, and today, 5th of February, and Bitcoin is kind of looking pretty strong. All right. So, yeah, my opinion, we're just building a higher low. If you just go on a line chart, you can see it kind of like better, especially on 4 hour chart, right? Just higher lows, higher, and like lower highs. So it's kind of compressing. And because we're overall in an uptrend from these lows, I would expect price to just push higher first, but doesn't matter, we will go higher afterwards. Like this whole move right here was pretty much just taking out these short positions, right? When everybody was telling that, oh, the ETF was selling news event, and the Grayscale started to sell and like take profits. It's just usual because Grayscale was in Bitcoin for years and years. Of course, they're going to take some profits, and yeah, so people started to short, and we never got any like bigger pullback than just going sideways. So all the shorts were in the game pretty much until this point. So people who shorted somewhere here, here, or here are taken out, but people who shorted somewhere here are still like kind of safe. So so this whole move I think was a short squeeze to take out these all shorts away. And now that that's happened, I would expect price to move somewhere between like 45, 46K. And we have a 2021 bull run support resistance level right here. Also, that was a nice level on the daily. If you go, we had the wick here and then support here, and then we pushed higher in the ETF day. Um, yeah. So I just think that the whole move isn't over yet. Of course, like we could. So the first part of what I would play is that we break this trend, then we just push higher and actually see if we are going to flip this pivot into support and then maybe push higher. But because we are going to get the halving, and usually price tends to go lower based on the previous halving years. What doesn't mean that this year will be one. It's super important that you guys don't compare this year to any of the previous years. It's going to be very different. We're not going to have the same top we had previous cycle or in 2017 or whenever we had. Like this was kind of a double top, taking liquidity, like whatever you want to call it. But I think we're not going to get same top again, and it's just pretty easy to explain you that this cycle, the big whales, the billionaires, millionaires are coming in. It's just obvious. The ETF now, the Fed is saying that, yo, Bitcoin is safe to own. It's safe to buy, right? It's not sketchy on some exchange that might rug you like FTX or some of these. They actually say that, yo, you can buy from us and it's safe. But that's a whole another video. I don't want to get into that. Pretty much don't buy the ETF itself because then you don't really own the Bitcoin. So and that's the whole idea of just owning the Bitcoin because it's the asset. Anyways, so like the first price you should push higher, which I think could happen this week because we're just seeing some really strong lows and like pretty weak highs. Like you can see, the lows are just like when we come back down, boom, straight impulse, and the highs just like kind of chopping around. You know what I mean? So once we get the move above this pivot and close like 4 hour candle above that or even daily, I would say we could easily push higher to 45, 46 areas. Why? Because we don't really have that much volume trading in here, right? And yeah, that would make some sense to me at least. And after that, we can dump, do whatever we want, go lower, maybe take out these lows, come down here, maybe to like 44, 34K, and I don't know, like we still haven't really retested this major support resistance flip at 31,500, which was, resistance back here and resistance here, and we haven't really like turned it into support. So it would be pretty interesting to see if we actually ever come there this cycle to test it. We could, or we maybe won't. It doesn't really matter. But this is the trend line we have been building, trend line support we have been building last year, like the FTX bottom, and then the pumps before the ETF. And yeah, it could make some sense to like maybe I don't know, in 2025 it's gonna retest it somewhere. I don't know where it's going to come, but I think that after the halving, like in May, June, price could be going up, not significantly, but just like steadily rising up like here, rising up. And then I think when the election comes and the Fed starts to really cut the rates and get the overall just macro markets pretty like safe, like they will be telling that, yo, it's safe to own like assets now, and we're not going to recession. So yeah, I think it's going to be pretty good. Short term, yeah, the Fed Powell said that it's not like their main mission to be cutting rates in like March. So yeah, maybe like they will start cutting rates on April once the happening comes. That would make some sense to me, right? One daily, once we get above this pivot, we could push higher, in my opinion. If we don't, and then we start to lose this low, this liquidity right here, if we lose that, last chance is to actually dip down into this support. If we start to, consolidate here, it's not the best thing to do at support to consolidate. Best thing to do at support is just wick down, boom, bounce back up. Because that shows you that there's actual real demand that wants to keep that price safe and just push higher. If you just go like that, deep down and like looking like crap, then it could really go down, and maybe like April we could go up. Who knows? Like, I'm not here to predict. I'm here to play the probabilities. Right now, probabilities show that we could push higher, but we could also go lower. In the meantime, I want to show you Casper because it's really important to take a look at Casper right now because it's on the like on the wedge to like break out to the downside or the upside, because we're just compressing and compressing, 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 compressing. Like, I bet there's like less volume. Man. Let's just take a look at volume. Yeah, the volume is just going down and down and down. This is the aggregated volume, so it's like an average between the biggest exchanges like Binance and Bybit, wherever the coin is listed. But this is like the just the volume overall on I guess Mexi. So yeah, you see the volume is just like going a lot down. Like it's just going a lot down. So we're going to see a lot of volume when we like break below, which could happen if Bitcoin actually goes lower. I think a lot of coins will follow Bitcoin. So maybe you shouldn't own these altcoins because they can, drop like 20%, 25, 30%. In the meantime, when Bitcoin could drop like only like 10, 15, 20%. So could be like hedging your positions into Bitcoin. But it's not financial advice. I'm not doing that because I just think Casper is just going to the moon in the long term. So yeah, we have support here. Our last support before we had the crazy pumps. So it would make some sense if we would at least like maybe wick down and then come back inside of like this range, and then just like go higher, right? Just trade here and then like go higher, right? And Casp also has the halvings. It's like once a year. I'm not sure when it comes. I guess it was like pretty close to the Bitcoins. But yeah, this is the January 25th year of this century. So yeah, mm, bigger scale, Casper is just going to rocket soon. In like next 6 months, Casper will be a lot higher than this, like double at least. I'm calling like at least 50% up. So it's going to be at least at these highs in 6 months because Binance has listed Casper futures, which means it's more likely to list it on the actual spot exchange as well. And while like Kraken, OKX, these ones have also listed like the futures, but not the actual spot. So yeah, it will be pretty bullish. And once we get the Binance, maybe I'll take some profits, but like only small, like maybe 20-30% maximum, because I'm here in the long run, and I'm here to sell my Casper on the buy Coinbase listing. And that being said, let's just take a look at Myro. It was pretty much just a fucking rug. Yeah, I made a lot of money this pump, but then I threw it all back down to the lows. And no, please don't get into this trap that it's the bottom, we're going higher. There's no way Myro is going to get listed on Binance or Coinbase in the next short term at least. Because, you know, a big Binance wallet sold all their Myro. And it's Binance because the wallet is like millions and tens of millions of dollars worth of Myro. And usually that's the sign like of a exchange because they hold everything on the one account. And and then the Myro team came up on Twitter and they said like, sorry, we had some trouble and one of our biggest plans this year like got like cancelled or something. So when you put those two together, you would think that Binance ain't gonna list Myro. And after all of this, they were calling for YouTubers saying that, oh, you dumped the price, it's not healthy that you just sell and tell your community to sell. But like people will just, I'm in a community where people just sold like at 10 cents. And after all of this happened, so I don't really see why they're calling for the YouTubers. And that's not even healthy for founders to be calling for YouTubers that you caused this dump. Like that, it doesn't make any sense. It's their project. They shouldn't be affected by these investors, by these small YouTubers. Yeah, like Myro is just done for months, and I think it will do the same thing as Pepe. Pepe is doing. Like, yeah, of course, after the pumps, Myro could go down and then get like a bounce. Of course, that's just typical in crypto. It just doesn't go straight down and then just flattens out. If you zoom out, yes, but on smaller time frames, it just doesn't happen. So Myro definitely could get a bounce, not really that high, not anywhere close to the highs in my opinion. Just a small dead cat bounce and then just go looking down. Like I don't like if the founders of Myro are actually that bad, I don't see why it would get listed on Binance again, or try to even get listed on Binance, or even Coinbase. Like it's done. Like, but yeah, one thing in my mind I also want to tell you is not just about AI, but the actual Apple Vision Pro headset is like launching in short term, and also the ChatGPT 5 is coming. ChatGPT 5 is coming, so it's very very bullish because new tech, new AI. When we had the first ChatGPT like kind of a bubble in 2023, you can just take a look at some of the points. Like ChatGPT is one example, like huge pump and then just going down. Right now it's looking pretty bullish. I bought some on this dip. It's just a higher low, and now we're just looking like it's compressing. It's not compressing, but it's just slowly going to the upside. It's kind of like Bitcoin was doing before the ETF announcement. Like you're just going slowly up, and then boom, it's a lot of up. So yeah, this thing, ChatGPT, like it could like just go parabolic. Not sure how like far, but I think the Apple Vision Pro and the ChatGPT 5 announcement would pump the hell of a lot of these AI narrative coins and stocks like Nvidia. It makes the chips for the AI, the AI like GPUs or something, but it's AI related. Render, not as bullish chart I was thinking about. Sao, Tensor, super bullish chart. I think it's pretty good, a solid project, and it's pretty good overall. I think it just needs to be build a higher low somewhere, whether it's going to touch these highs or actually like come below them. It just needs like to build a high low, find support, and then go higher. I don't think I don't really see why Tau potential would just keep going up and up, just not looking healthy. And I mean, it could, but then the retracement would be pretty heavy, kind of like on Myra. Fetch, not really interested. AKT, on the other hand, is looking pretty freaking bullish, right? And this is the one I think could pump a lot during the AI bubble. I just call it the AI bubble, Apple Vision Pro, ChatGPT 5, like it's going to be the bubble. Nobody talks about AI right now. Like go and watch my previous video right here in the corner. Nobody is talking about AI. It's the biggest bubble in the human history, like after the dot com. Literally, dot com was the internet. AI is literally revolutionary for the humankind on the planet. So I don't really see why crypto and AI aren't going hand to hand like they should be, because it's pretty much the same fucking thing. Crypto is AI. AI is technology. So pack your bags, not a financial advice, but a cash, very good. Potential Tao, very good as well. Buy the dip and change GPT. I have to do more research, but looking just at the chart and just quickly looking at the team, it's very bullish. Other than that, talking about the AI, it's kind of related to metaverse as well because the Apple Vision Pros kind of like the metaverse, right? So, so it could pump the hell of a lot of virtual versions. No, we had the listing kind of dump, but I don't think that's in real. Anyways, just ignore my stupid CA I'm doing here. We have a support here. It could come down here, or it could build a higher low somewhere here. But anyways, I think I maybe should buy some more when it comes to revisit either like 8 cents or like 6 cents. I think it's pretty good, solid buy. And ZTX, it's a metaverse project, and it's just building higher highs and higher lows. It's just looking like this is kind of like Bitcoin was doing in the November, December times, right? But this is kind of like just a triangle. But they tend to actually break down. So we could maybe look like neon, right? We have this pretty bad drawings, but we have like this. Then we just break down. Maybe we find some support and then we go higher. But just looking at the ZTX chart, especially line chart, look how clean that is. And we are pretty close to the highs. So, as a matter of fact, when we just break them, and to double your money, it's like only like here. It's not even that far away. It's not even parabolic moves, which we could get if we go higher. And I'm speaking about the ZTX, it's only like 55 million market cap. 55, like $60 million market cap. Some of the last metaverse coins last cycle pumped to like 5 billion, but let's just take an average of 3 billion. It was like 60. So it's a 50x. 50 freaking X. We put $1,000, you made 50 grand. That's a fucking free car. So yeah, welcome. This could also go higher. Okay, this video is going to be like 20 minutes, but it doesn't really matter. You just need to listen to me. These coins could be going higher. because we are going to have more liquidity in crypto than ever before, right? All the big money, like I said previously in today's video, are coming in. They are in. You know, when the companies like Saudi Aramco, Apple, Amazon, all these other companies, you know, Tesla was buying Bitcoin already in like 2021 before with the 69K. But all these other companies could just start to buy Bitcoin after we are above the all-time high, you know. And I think this cycle will be especially Bitcoin driven. I think Bitcoin will do the most, like, you know, last cycle was just about shit coins, you know, shit coins pumping and all this crap. And I think this cycle we're going to get less shitcoin pumps. Of course, there are going to be 100x and 200, maybe 1,000x's, but less because more money will be flowing into Bitcoin itself. And you know, if Bitcoin doesn't go to all-time highs, none of this shit will go to all-time highs because it's just all Bitcoin related. So I'm just saying, like, pack the biggest, fastest horses you can. Make the easy 2x, 5x, 10x. You won't see this in traditional markets. Bitcoin is the one. So, how much is the total market cap? Like, total is 1.6 trillion. Bitcoin is like 800 billion, right? And mm, so yeah, so Bitcoin is like 800 billion. That would mean when we get above the all-time highs, we could maybe go to 5 trillion. But most of that would be Bitcoin, of course. But I think it will be more than, you know, this cycle. This cycle was a lot of, you know, the total tree as well. It was like how much? Pretty close to a trillion. Yeah, pretty close to a trillion, and the total two. So this is like total two is everything excluding Bitcoin, and total three is everything excluding Bitcoin and Ethereum. So total two, so pretty much all the altcoins, 1.7 trillion, and the whole total cap of crypto was 3 trillion. So altcoins were worth more in terms of market cap together than Bitcoin, right? 1.7 trillion and Bitcoin 1.3 trillion. And gold is 10 trillion. Global liquidity is going to get bigger. So you know, gold could go to like 12 to 15 trillion in the next few years, and Bitcoin could go to between 5 and 10 trillion in my opinion. So that's still like 10x. I saved 10x in the next 10 years, pretty much. That's just pretty bullish. But yeah, that's what I'm thinking. This cycle is going to be Bitcoin related. Bitcoin is going to be the biggest mover of this cycle, not in terms of percentage, but in terms of like a leader. You know, if Bitcoin goes up, everything goes up. If Bitcoin goes down, everything goes down. Like the previous cycles, you know, Bitcoin of course is the one that is most important. But yeah, just pack your bags, find the best horses, find the best altcoins, and I will see you at the top of this cycle. But yeah, I will see you next one. Peace out.